It really feels like we're living through a modern-day gold rush. But this time, the gold isn't in the ground, it's artificial intelligence. It's chaotic, it's exciting, and it is happening at a mind-bending speed. It's pulling in everyone from the biggest tech giants to brand new startups and even you and me just trying to shop online. So let's dig in and figure out what's really going on behind all the hype.
And to really get a handle on just how big this boom is, you've got to look at the numbers. And believe me, they tell a pretty wild story about how fast things are changing and the race for businesses to even try and keep up.
Okay, get this, 4,700%. I mean, that is just a staggering surge in website traffic coming directly from generative AI. This isn't just some small uptick, it's an absolute explosion. It's like a brand new front door to the internet is being built right before our eyes, and it's powered entirely by AI.
So who's behind all this? Well, this slide makes it crystal clear. It's us. We are. A whopping 77% of people have already used tools like ChatGPT as a search engine, completely bypassing the old ways of finding things. And 60% of us have used AI to help us shop. This isn't some far-off futuristic trend. It's happening right now, and it's fundamentally reshaping how we behave online.
And it's no surprise, right? Where the people go, the money follows. The companies that are actually leaning into AI, making it a real priority, are seeing their stock returns blow past the rest of the market by an average of 29%. This kind of financial incentive is basically pouring gasoline on the fire of this gold rush.
Okay, but here's the twist. Here's where it gets really complicated. While everyone's rushing to stake their claim in this new territory, a lot of them are ignoring a massive hidden danger. The very ground they're building on is completely unstable.
And this quote, man, it just nails the central paradox for founders and businesses right now. Think about it. You're building these incredible products, your castles, and you're trying to protect them with competitive advantages, your moats. The problem? The foundation, these large language models or LLMs that everyone is building on, is like quicksand. It's constantly shifting, and it threatens to swallow up everything you've worked so hard to build.
So this is the key takeaway, right? You have to understand the difference between the tool and the real advantage. The quicksand is thinking the AI model itself is your special sauce. It's not. It's a commodity. As soon as the next, more powerful model comes along, any advantage you had disappears. The solid ground is using that model as a tool to build something truly defensible.
So the big question is, what does a real moat even look like in this new AI world? Well, it's definitely not about having a slightly better algorithm. It's about stuff like, having exclusive data that only your platform can possibly generate, or building powerful network effects where every new user makes the service that much better for everybody else. These are the kinds of advantages that actually get stronger as the AI gets smarter.
All right, so if building on top of the basic AI model is like building on quicksand, how in the world do you find solid ground? Well, it turns out there's a new playbook emerging, and smart companies are already using it to navigate this new landscape.
And the big move, the key strategic shift, is going from horizontal to vertical. So instead of trying to make a general-purpose AI that does a little bit of everything for everyone, the real winning play is to get super specialized. It's about building a vertical AI that solves a very specific problem for a very specific industry and does it better than anyone else. And we're already seeing this in action, creating just incredible value. In finance, for example, you've got specialized AI spotting fraud before you even know your card is stolen. In manufacturing, it's predicting exactly when a machine is going to break down, saving companies millions in downtime. These aren't just general tools, they are laser-focused solutions that build truly defensible businesses.
And this really brings it all home. It brings us back to the most important piece of building that moat. A specialized AI for legal compliance, for instance, generates unique data about legal workflows. That data then makes the AI even better, which attracts more users, which generates more data. It creates this amazing flywheel effect. This is the kind of data you can't just scrape off the internet. It can only exist because your product exists. That is a real advantage.
But look, this mad dash to build better castles and stronger moats, it isn't happening in some tech bubble, right? As companies are getting smarter about data and AI, governments and, well, all of us in society are racing to build the guardrails. Because this isn't just about business. It's a societal revolution, and it needs a whole new rulebook.
A perfect example of this is what's happening in India with their Digital Personal Data Protection Act. As these AI models get hungrier and hungrier for our data, nations are having to step in and write the new rules of the road.
They're trying to find that tricky balance between pushing for innovation and protecting our individual rights.
And what's so interesting about these new rules is they represent a real shift in power back to the user. We're talking about clear, simple consent, no more hiding behind 50 pages of legal jargon. Data can only be collected for a specific reason, and it has to be just as easy to take your consent back as it was to give it. Basically, it puts you back in the driver's seat.
So you see, these regulations are just one piece of a much bigger national strategy. It's like a country saying, hey, we want the world's best gold miners to come dig here, but you bet we're also going to learn how to mine gold ourselves. It's about embracing all the global innovation while making sure you're also building your own local AI capabilities. So you're not just a consumer, but a creator in this new world.
So you've got businesses building castles, governments building guardrails, a ton of activity. But let's just zoom out for a second. Where is all of this actually going? What's the end game here? What's on the horizon?
Well, that destination has a name, and you've probably heard it: Artificial General Intelligence, or AGI. And this is the holy grail. We're not talking about an AI that's just good at playing chess or writing an email. We're talking about an AI that can learn and reason about anything, just like a person can.
You know, for the longest time, AGI was pure sci-fi, right? Like flying cars. But that is changing, and it's changing fast. When you survey thousands of AI experts, the consensus is that there's a 50-50 shot we achieve AGI sometime between 2040 and 2050. This is moving out of the realm of science fiction and into a plausible scenario within many of our lifetimes.
And this is where we have to talk about the monumental stakes involved. This isn't just another product cycle. In a joint statement, hundreds of the world's top AI scientists and executives, I'm talking the leaders of OpenAI, DeepMind, you name it, they put out this stark warning. They put the risk from advanced AI in the same category as pandemics and nuclear war. The people actually building this stuff are telling all of us to pay very, very close attention.
Which really leaves all of us with a huge critical question. We're caught up in this massive AI gold rush, building our entire future on top of this incredibly powerful technology. But as that wave gets bigger and bigger, moving us toward a future we can't fully see, are we building our castles, and more importantly, our guardrails, fast enough to handle what's coming?